My unemployed cousin tried to give me career advice, and I embarrassed her in front of our family. Now she has lost everything because she tried to get back at me by taking a PhD. I recently earned my PhD from a very prestigious university outside my country. Due to a learning disability, it has been incredibly challenging, to say the least. There were countless nights when I'd be left in tears because I couldn't wrap my head around a chapter or was completely stuck on an assignment feeling beyond hopeless. But I persevered, and it is such a relief to have achieved this. I returned home, and my dad proceeded to throw a dinner celebration at home, inviting the entire family to celebrate. He is incredibly proud of my achievement and wants to celebrate it with the whole family. I was looking forward to meeting everyone, but my cousin, let's call her Jane. Jane is 36, unemployed, and lives at home with her parents. She always has to be the center of attention, constantly giving her advice and input on things when nobody wants or asks. My mom and her parents always defend her behavior, which has only made it worse over the years. They claim she is incredibly talented and she needs room to achieve her potential. My dad and I have tried countless times to reason with my mom not to get involved with her, but she is way too stubborn. In our culture, we are expected to play nice with family no matter how awful they are, so nobody calls out her behavior. So yeah, while she hasn't ruined family events per se, she definitely leaves a sour note, and we can't uninvite her or else the drama will be unbearable. This grin it and bear it mentality has always sucked in my home country, and I think it's a big reason why my dad encouraged me to settle abroad. The day of the dinner arrived, and Jane was insufferable as always. She would not stop interrupting conversations and would totally dominate it with her tall tales about how she was getting job offers from Google or going to travel around Europe to pursue her passion for music and art. It was especially annoying since she'd keep interrupting me when I was trying to explain my research to my family members, who were genuinely curious, and she clearly couldn't stand it. Then Jane decided she finally had to give me advice on what to do with my life now. My mom and aunt basically cornered me, not letting me get away, saying it was important and she was guiding me as a good older sister. My dad, thankfully, stayed right next to me in case things escalated. She started going on and on about what she did after graduating high school to make herself a success. My mom and her parents were nodding along while my dad and the rest of my family looked done with her. I kind of zoned out, not wanting to engage, but she noticed and got annoyed. She snapped her fingers in front of my eyes and looked at me, annoyed. I'm giving you such good advice, you should pay attention so you can do well like me. Rather than the usual apology or excuse that I'd used for years, I proceeded to reply, is it good advice to end up an unemployed loser who lives with her parents at 36 like you? Then no thanks. Everyone was stunned and silent for a second before she proceeded to burst into tears and run out. My aunt and uncle glared at me before racing after her. The dinner pretty much ended after that as everyone made excuses to go off. My mom exploded at me, telling me to apologize, but my dad defended me, saying Jane could stand to learn from me instead of lecturing me like I was a kid. The argument spiraled out of control and things have been pretty tense since. My aunt and uncle sent some nasty texts, but I ignored her while my mom kept going on about how heartbroken Jane was. Update: Jane has been blowing up on social media, calling me arrogant and saying I have no concept of respect. The irony is not lost on me. Fortunately, she faced backlash for needlessly airing family drama on the internet and has since taken down her posts. However, the texts from her parents have continued. They're rather entertaining to read. After mulling over things, I confronted my mom last night. She gets very obsessive about cleaning when upset, so I waited until she was done and knew she'd be too tired to keep up with her incessant demands. She wasn't in the mood to talk, but I didn't give her much chance to run away. I told her very bluntly how I felt about Jane's behavior, and then I said to her that I considered the fact that she was taking Jane's side a betrayal and that I thought I could always count on at least my mother to always have my back.